Hey, I hope you're doing good. It's Chris here for 6-string fingerpicking, and in this lesson I'm going to be teaching you how to master the basics of fingerpicking in a very short amount of time. So the first thing that you really want to learn is what fingers, or which fingers play what strings. And it's really important that you learn this and that you practice it, because if you get it wrong, you're bound to develop bad habits, and the longer you use those bad habits, the longer it's going to take to shake them off. And I see people all the time that have been finger picking for years. They have terrible technique because they're just simply not using the right fingers. They just can't shake it. So do not do that. That is rule number one. So anyway, your thumb, let's start with this digit. This one's really the leader of the pack when it comes to finger picking, all right? Its main job is to play the bass notes, and it outlines the chords that you're playing over. So you've got to develop your thumb and spend a lot of time just working on this one on its own. But anyway, your thumb, as I say, plays the bass notes. Therefore, it's going to play the D string, what am I on about? The 6th string, the 5th string, and the 4th string. Okay, the vast majority of the time. E, A, and D. And you pick down with your thumb, down towards the ground. Okay, E, A, D, or 6, 5, 4 with your thumb. Your index finger, that's very often, most of the time, is going to be playing the G string or the 3rd string, okay? Just like that. And you pick up with your index finger. Okay? So that will play the 3rd string. Your 2nd finger is going to play the 2nd string. Okay, and again that plays up. And then the high E string, you play that very often with your 3rd finger. Okay, so from the 1st string, 3rd finger. 2nd string, 2nd finger. 3rd string, 1st finger. And then thumb on the 4th, thumb on the 5th, and thumb on the 6th. So you really want to put a lot of time into that. Really make sure that that's clear and that you really know which finger is supposed to play what string. It's very rare that you use your pinky, make sure that you get that. So thumb, 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 1, 2, 3. Practice that. This is a general rule of thumb, no pun intended. But we do break this rule all the time. But this is a great starting point, and there's tons and tons of songs that use this method. So really learn that. That's step one. So now you know which fingers play what strings. Let's speak a little bit about positioning and technique. Now I think that for the vast majority of the time that you're finger picking, round about here is a great place to pick. Towards the back of the sound hole. If you can imagine a vertical line going through the sound hole, the back half of that I think is a great place to finger pick. But it's kind of up to you, wherever you like the sound of. The further up the neck you go, you get kind of a warmer sound, which I think can make the notes sound a little bit cluttered. Personally, a lot of the time, I don't really like it when we're playing up here too much. Down here, you're going to get a brighter tone. That's always just going to be a bit brighter. But I think, as I say, back half of the sound hole is great for most of your playing. A lot of people ask, is it okay to rest your pinky on the body of the guitar whilst you're practicing? It's kind of, I used to do it. Many people do it because it really does anchor your hand and makes you a bit more stable. But I think if you can tuck your finger in, get it completely out of the way, I think that's better. Because then it's out of the way, and you're a bit more free to move around the strings a little bit. But don't worry too much if you are doing it. Just bear in mind, I personally think it's better to tuck it in. But I'm sure there's some people out there that are brilliant finger pickers that always have their finger on the body at some point. But as I say, try tucking it in, and I think it will probably work better in the long term. If you have nails, use your nails to pick the strings. That's going to give you a brighter tone. If you don't have nails, don't let that stop you. I don't have fingernails at all, really, but the skin's kind of, calloused and hard on the end of my fingers. So if you have nails, use them. If you don't, do not let that stop you for 1 second. It will still sound good once your skin toughens up a little bit. That's enough talk. Let's actually start finger picking. So very simple patterns, that's what you want to do, and you just want to practice them over and over and over and over again, taking into account everything that I've just mentioned and trying to work on good technique. So, very simple patterns. One is that's great to start is we're going to play the 6th string, Don't worry about any chords or anything like that, just open strings. Play the 6th string, and then the 3rd string, then the 2nd string, and then the 1st string. So 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just really slow, trying to get nice clear notes. See my hands in a nice claw shape, not out like this, straight fingers or anything like that, just relaxed claw shaped hand. And it's even good to get your fingers in position on each string and then pick one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And just do that, and it's going to feel unnatural. You're going to probably pluck the wrong strings initially, but you just do it over and over and over again, and you'll start to get it. Okay, bearing in mind, good hand placement, nice and relaxed, curled fingers, ideally not having your finger resting on the body of the guitar. So once you've got that, you play 6, 3, 2, 1, then play 5, 3, 2, 1, and practice that a whole bunch of times. And then play 4, 3, 2, 1. And practice that a whole bunch of times. Okay, so 6, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and you'll see why very soon that that's a healthy thing to practice. Okay, so once you've done all of that, then we want to start playing around with these 3 fingers. So we went 1, 2, 3, fingers 1, 2, 3 last time. Let's reverse that, so 3, 2, 1. When we bring the thumb in, that's going to be thumb, 3, 2, 1. So, thumb, 3, 2, 1. And again, just practice it on the 6th string, with the bass on the 6th string. And then do it on the 5th string. Don't worry about speed at all, just always worry about accuracy. And then the 4th string. Okay, and practice that a whole bunch of times. And then we can mix up the fingers even more. So now we could play thumb, 2, 1, 3. Thumb, 2, 1, 3. And then move the thumb. Okay, and practice that a whole bunch of times. So the patterns we've done so far have been thumb, 1, 2, 3, and then thumb, 3, 2, 1, and then thumb, 2, 1, 3. Let's do one more. Let's go thumb, 3, 1, 2. Thumb, 3, 1, 2. Thumb, 3, 1, 2. Thumb, 3, 1, 2. Just like that. And then work it through and practice over and over and over and over again. So now we're going to start really making some music with it, and the way that you do that is you just simply bring in some chords in your left hand. So we're going to be doing it over a G chord, just a regular G chord, a C chord, and a D chord. Okay, G, C, and D. Now you've done most of the hard work, which is great, because if you think about it, all you have to do now is try those patterns over the chords, and it's going to start sounding really wonderful. And this is you really laying the foundations to become a great fingerstyle player, okay, with good technique. So we hold down a G chord. Let's just take the first pattern that we did, and we do it over a G chord. So we hold down a G, and remember we play string 6, 3, 2, 1. And repeat it maybe 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then we go to a C chord. We hold down our C chord, and then we do the same pattern, but this is a great exercise because the thumb has to change to the A string now, to the 5th string. Okay, so your thumb's learning how to navigate those bass notes, which is crucial. So we hold down the C chord and we play strings 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's still the same pattern, it's just the thumb that's moved. And 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you probably work the last one out. We go to a D chord. And we do it there 4 times on that. And remember, it's just the thumb that's moved now from the A string to the D string, or from the 5th string to the 4th string. 1, 2, 3, 4. You put that all together. I'll speed it up a little bit so you can hear it, a bit when it's a bit more exciting. finger picking, okay, and it sounds really great. Then you probably guessed it, take the patterns that we've learned, all those patterns, and apply them to the chords. So this would be the next one. And then so on and so on and so on. And if you practice that, you've really laid some good foundations to become a really, the first step to becoming a really good fingerstyle player. And let me tell you, fingerstyle is, in my opinion, just the greatest style and so much fun to play. It's completely endless. Your creativity for it can never stop getting better. And it's such a wonderful thing to do. And if you get over the initial hurdle and the difficulties that you're going to come across, I'm telling you, you're really in for a great time, and you'll never give it up once you really start getting into it. So that's where we're going to leave it for this lesson. I really hope you've enjoyed. If you did, you want to learn more about this, make sure you head over to sixstringfingerpicking.com. I've got a whole bunch of courses on the side, and there's 100 or so, probably more than that, songs that you can get into of all levels. So you make sure you check all of that out. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Take care.